I need you to stop what you're doing right now and listen to me. I have a very important message. Bill, I'm talking to you.
Hey, Bill, listen up.
Yeah, Jasper, Gladys.
Jasper, Gladys, come on, listen.
Karen.
Karen, get it in gear.
Yeah, we need your help. We need your support. We need you to go over to Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark and follow us there. And look at all the things that we're doing. I mean, other things besides the show. We ask all kinds of questions. We want your questions. We want your would you rathers. Also, situation rooms or good questions.
And you can put all that stuff on, like Mark said, on the Facebook. But you can also go to Randomosity Pod at YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, and we want to thank everybody out there for subscribing, reviewing, supporting, and listening to the program. Now, on with the show. What happens when two idiots give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they deserve? It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. Welcome into Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, episode 23. We have problem solvers on the show today with some great life advice, title twisters, and a great topic all about animated movies. Shawn Doyle's in the house. How you doing, Shawn?
I am doing good, sir. How are you?
Oh, my life is like toilet paper, man. Yep. Sometimes I'm on a roll, and other times I'm just taking crap from people.
Are you going over the top or under the bottom, though? That's what I need to know. Over the top. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so to lead off, I got a funny story here.
Okay.
And you were there for this in spirit and on the phone. So,
Yes.
So Mark and I, obviously, we don't just come up with a show right as we're getting ready to go in the air. Well, sometimes. But so we'll have conversations throughout the week where we're saying, okay, we're going to do this. We want to do that. Let's get this ready. Let's get that ready. So we're on the phone, and I was out in, I had been at my chiropractor, and then I was going to go pick up some dinner, and called Mark in between. So we're talking, and I go in to pick up my food, and so the guy behind the counter goes, hey, you here for pickup? I was like, yeah, the name's Doyle. And I'm looking, as soon as I walked in, I saw what looked like my order. There's only one order back there, and so I see it. And he goes, oh, I don't think it's up yet. I go, no, I think that's it right over there. Oh, are you Shawn Doyle?
Yeah, it was hilarious
yes,
on the phone.
That's me.
Shawn didn't even catch it. I had to point it out to him that was just hilarious.
I'm getting back in the car, and he goes, are you Mr. Shawn Doyle? Why, yes, Esquire.
Maybe he thought Shawn Doyle was your last name.
Yeah.
Shawn Doyle.
Shawn Doyle. Doyle Shawn.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your world, Mark?
Oh, not a whole lot. I did see an interesting news story,
Mm-hmm.
I know, like the whole COVID thing has gotten people on edge and stuff like that. And I came across this story. It's out of Miami, Florida. And there was a doctor at a grocery store, and this doctor noticed that somebody wasn't maintaining a 6-foot distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the doctor punched the guy in the mouth.
Florida.
Oh,
the
yeah.
gift that keeps on giving.
Well, she was arrested.
Oh, yeah, I imagine so.
She was arrested.
Well,
I saved that just for
yeah, I mean,
the effect.
women can be doctors, Mark.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I wasn't saying that. It just seems like something a guy would do.
Right, a guy would be the one to go off and punch somebody in the mouth. But was her name Karen by chance?
Karen, yes, Dr. Karen.
Dr. Karen. No, no.
I didn't see where Dr. Oz saved some guy at an airport. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that.
Oh, I don't remember where they were at, which airport, but I know he and his daughter were traveling together.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point they're going through the airport, and she yells, "Help, Dad!" Something like that. And of course, he turns around.
Well, yeah. If you're,
and he notices that she's okay, but the guy that was walking next to her,
mm-hmm.
kind of a big burly guy, he had just face planted.
Oh.
And so
he ran over. And
nobody. Yeah, he ran over and punched him. Nobody recognized him.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, "I'm a doctor," and he flipped the guy over, and he was like the color of an eggplant.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. So he was dead.
Yeah.
So he was dead probably as he collapsed.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And so they actually started doing CPR on the guy. A guy from the Port Authority there at the airport shows up. Now, apparently, he had never done CPR on anybody, but he certainly wanted to help. He'd been trained.
Right.
And so he started doing chest compressions, and Dr. Oz started clearing the airway and stuff like that. And another guy showed up. And they brought an AED, and so they ended up shocking the guy, and they actually brought him back. He started turning pink, and they brought him back. Now, he had a heart condition, apparently.
Right. Well,
according
obviously,
to his wife. And but man, can you imagine?
Well, I mean, and you've actually seen an AED in use before.
Yes.
I did not. I was not there that day. But yeah, where we worked, there was a guy that had interviewed for a job with a different department.
Yeah, and he collapsed.
And he collapsed, and so people were helping him, but Mark was just happened to be in the area.
Yeah, and it was
and you didn't have to give first aid because they already had people doing it.
And I'm gonna tell you, when that thing goes off, when it actually shocks somebody, so their heart's not beating, obviously, but like in the movies, how the body kind of jumps. It did that. I was kind of shocked at that. I thought, that's just for dramatic effect on TV, but no, it's really what happens.
Wow.
And to actually bring somebody back is not like in the movies where they bring everybody back. It's
well, and a good thing to that story is that guy did survive. It didn't look like it when he was loaded in the ambulance. He said, You said it looked like he was gonna not be.
He was
But his family called later on and told everybody that he was doing fine, and it was I remember hearing the story. So then I think you had one more thing that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, because this week, and that. What day was it? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
It was Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Yeah. So the National Weather Service accidentally issued a tornado warning for more than 1 million people's cell phones in Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas last week, as we're recording this. It was only supposed to be a test, right? And we know how those go. We, from the radio sending out emergency broadcast stuff. Well, cell phones across the state went off, and that annoying sound. That thing.
How did that go again, Mark? One more time. I don't think I got it. All right.
Got it that time?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, I thought it was an Amber Alert. I don't know what you thought when it went off, but...
well, I get the Nixle thing, so I knew that it was... that there was a test coming, but then when I saw the wording, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be bad."
Yeah, I mean, I saw it was a tornado warning, and I was outside and I was looking around. It was sunny all around me. There was not a cloud in the sky.
Same here. I looked out the window. I was like, "There's nothing."
That's weird.
And then 2 hours later, I see on Facebook, state of Missouri. We messed up.
Yeah,
or not? It was not the state of Missouri, but the weather.
Yeah, and it was just in this region, so Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. So apparently they were trying to send out a test, but forgot to mention it was a test.
Yeah, and the Nixle thing, just to verify, it said they were going to test the outdoor systems. So that's the sirens, and maybe in areas that got the vocal thing.
Right.
But it wasn't supposed to be the actual thing that says, there's a tornado.
Right. And I just... it was kind of
I will say this,
a strange thing.
People where I work, they actually legit thought that there was a tornado. Where are we supposed to take cover? Where are we supposed to take cover? Well, I don't think we have to.
Yeah. But it was 60-some degrees that day. It was sunny out. I mean, there was not a cloud in the sky. It's like, where's this tornado coming from?
I brought up the radar, and there was literally, the state of Missouri was clear. You could see everything on the state. No cloud cover, no nothing.
Yeah, but we've seen weird things. I mean, 2020 was certainly
God.
So
the
tornado without weather.
Did you see what people were posting on Facebook though?
No.
You know how you can put those where you're marked safe at certain events. Some people were putting marked safe at the Missouri sun tornado.
The sun tornado. Oh my God. That is good.
Yeah,
That's
it is
good. Well, we want to say thank you for supporting the show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and that's all at Randomosity Pod, and on Apple Podcast, Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to the show. We appreciate you and the Randomosity community out there. So, what do you say? We get into it?
Let's do it.
All right.
If you have a problem, we'll solve it.
Shawn, I don't think we can legally say that.
Oh.
The problem solvers. Hey, Shawn, I forgot to mention this, but, the Iditarod starts Well, I guess.
What did you call me?
I did a rod.
I can't believe you. Oh wait, we are idiots. So
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, anyway,
the dog racing.
Yeah, the dog racing up in Alaska. Yeah, it starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Or actually, well, we're recording on Saturday, so it actually starts today if you're listening to the program on Sunday. But
right.
Yeah, and we watched that last year. I think this year they're not doing as much. They usually do a like almost a parade, a preliminary race.
Right. Yeah.
From Anchorage to I can't remember where, but they
do they go north to Alaska?
North to Alaska.
I go north. The rush is on. North. Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, I thought I'd bring that up. It's one of those things. I'm sure that you can follow it on any of the social media or on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure somebody's got it out there.
I'm sure there's like video and stuff from it. I know we watched it last year, some of it, and followed the race. So, man, that's a tough thing.
I'd imagine so. Yeah. I mean, for dog and human alike.
I know it's I think they probably encounter a lot of problems there.
Do they solve those problems?
I would imagine they do.
Do they call the problem solvers?
I don't think we've ever gotten a call from
them, we haven't. They're smart. That's why. Yeah.
We do have almost 100 years of life experience, though. So
we're old men. Let's see. Yeah, almost 100 years.
Almost, not quite. Okay, so let's get into this. It's the problem solvers, and we're here to give life advice to people. And Rick from Twitter had this. I have a friend who started dating his girlfriend 4 years ago.
Okay.
All right. They're both 19 now.
Okay.
While he was dating this girl, his father met and started dating his girlfriend's mom.
Awkward.
Yeah. What would you do if you were in that situation? Would you keep dating your potential future stepsister?
Oh my God. Oh man.
Why is it?
They were dating first.
They were dating first.
But man, everybody deserves to be happy. But man, then there's that song "I'm My Own Grandpa," and that feels like it's starting to tune up here.
Oh, I know.
Does he say? No, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, he doesn't say.
Man. So I mean, sister-in-law, so they're not blood, but man, the jokes at school and
now if they get married first,
then
that's not an issue, and then the parents get married later because. And then they met and they hit it off and everything, and it's a little bit more, but if the parents get married first,
then it's like, oh God,
yeah, now you're marrying your stepsister.
Oh my,
yeah, that seems odd. And I know they're not blood related or anything like that,
right? So and legally they can do it. It's just the I don't want to say stigma, but the perception people have, you're dating your stepsister.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we weren't stepsister. We weren't even close to being kin when we started dating.
When we started dating, yeah.
Didn't that kind of happen?
Maybe Dad should,
Did that start to happen on Big Bang? No, because it wasn't Amy's dad that was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, but who did Sheldon's mom start to date on the show? It was I thought it was one of the parents. One of the guy's parents. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was. Who was that?
Well, it would have had to have been.
Well, it would have had to have been Leonard's dad because.
Yes, it was Leonard's dad. Yeah.
Yeah, because it couldn't have been because Howard's dad. We don't know what happened to him.
And Kutherpalli's dad's over in India.
Right.
And Amy's parents, while they're not necessarily happily married, they're still married.
Yeah.
And Kathy Bates and
Teller.
I know Penn Gillette. I know Penn's last name is Gillette. I don't know Teller's.
Teller.
I hope Teller's the last name.
We're going to have to look that up.
Have to research it. Anyway, we got off on a tangent here, but basically, how do you handle that? I say, do what makes you happy, and F the haters if they start giving you crud about it.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it should be that you let the kids get married first, and then the parents can get married if that's what's going to happen. I mean, right now it's just a dating situation.
Yeah.
And the kids are 19. I mean, things could change.
Right, exactly.
Over time.
But and being that the kids are 19, everybody's an adult in this situation, so it's like, look.
Right. It's not like they these two got married. The parents got married, and then all of a sudden,
it's not like they were 13 and then all of a sudden.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I think that answers that one. That was pretty cut and dry there. I think
so.
Well, John has hopefully an easier question, or at least not as complex. I don't know.
All right.
I work out at the same time at the same gym every day.
Got a routine. That's good. Yeah.
After my workout, I shower and head back to the locker.
I would hope so.
Locker room stories.
Yeah, I think I know where this might be heading.
Yeah. Roughly half the time, I am greeted by the same elderly naked man.
Yeah, this is where I thought it was going. Okay.
That wants to chat. He's just oblivious to the awkwardness. But he seems like a smart guy with some great stories. What's the best way to soak up some ageless wisdom but minimize the amount of time in conversation with an old naked man?
Oh my! See, and that I don't know what it is about. As you get older, you care about your clothing less and less when you're in a locker room.
Yeah.
Because I don't work out religiously, but I do go work out. Mm-hmm. And when I am in the gym and I'm changing, I'm one of those guys. I'm bringing my clothes. Thankfully, my gym has like the partition in between the main lobby and the shower, so you got like a little almost changing room.
Right.
And I'll bring my stuff there, and I'm changing. I'm at least putting my underwear on there, I'm not.
Yeah, but he's naked.
I know, but I just don't like the thought of hanging brain while I'm going through the halls there.
Oh my gosh. Well,
are we gonna have to censor that? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. We probably do now since you mentioned it.
Yeah. Anyway,
but I mean, this is tough because it's like, I mean, could you say, hey, how about we get dressed and we go and grab a coffee or something,
right? Exactly.
And we can talk. But
and I would say just keep your eyes up front. But do you want to maintain eye contact in that situation too?
And you could just turn your back and continue the conversation. And
he's an old man though. He might not hear you if you turn your back.
That's true.
And that means he's going to come closer to you.
Oh yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Man, how good is he at throwing towels?
Put this on.
I mean, and could you pretend to be? There's no way you can pretend to be drying yourself and hold a towel up to cover.
No.
Yeah. So
that would be that would be tough.
Man, maybe
it's just like hey, I'm really in a hurry today, and I've got this and this and this. And,
at a certain point, hey, we talk all the time. Like you said, do you want to go get some coffee sometime, or maybe you get the phone number of the guy? Like, hey, look, I got to rush, but I love these conversations.
You want to get a phone number of a naked guy?
That's maybe let me rethink that.
Can I get your phone number?
Man, what is it about being that age and you're in a locker room?
I don't know. It's funny because he's probably got a lot of wisdom there, and you want to talk to him, but it's just awkward.
Old men in locker rooms, all the wisdom, none of the clothes.
Yes. Oh, jeez. I would say just see if he wants to go.
Just see, hey, somewhere. I gotta hurry. I gotta be somewhere.
Yeah, please put some clothes on.
Yes, just. I mean, could you? I would probably be like, okay, guy, I love these conversations, but put some damn underwear on or something. I don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, can you be brutally honest with the guy? Hey, this kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I'd be like, okay, I would eventually either just stop talking to the guy because it's like, oh, there's naked man, oh God, or find another place to change. But I would say, look, if we're gonna keep talking, you need to put something on.
Yeah.
Just something.
Point
underwear.
Out the obvious.
Well, I don't want to point.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
He might be pointing. I don't know. Anyway,
can you do something about this?
Can you at least throw on some briefs, boxers, whatever you got?
Okay. Here's the last one. Nick needs some life advice.
Good, because I need to clean my palate after that one.
Yeah. I've been dating my girlfriend for almost a year.
Congratulations, Nick.
And have never addressed her parents by any sort of name. Mr. and Mrs. seems too formal. Addressing them by first name seems disrespectful. What should I do?
Okay, well, so what I've done...
I find it amazing that he's gone a whole year and he hasn't called him anything.
Right. Well, and how old is he? I think that's a determining factor, because if you're in your 20s and you start dating somebody, I think you still have to go Mr. Mrs. But if you're 40 and you're dating somebody and you're going to meet their parents, I think the first time you meet them, it's Mr. Mrs. But then...
And they might say, hey, to call me...
Right. So I think you start off with the formalities. Hi, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. And then they, like you said, I think they're probably, call me Bill.
Yeah.
Call me Wanda,
Right, Wanda.
Yeah, I've been watching WandaVision and...
Call me Mr. Vision. No.
call me Mr. Vision.
But yeah, I think that, I think you're right. I think you have to almost start off with that formality. I mean, it's just the way it is. And then they'll let you know.
Exactly.
You don't want to come up and go, hey, Mom, Pops.
Yeah, I don't think you go Mom, Pops this early. Yeah.
No.
Now, did he say how long he'd been dating them when he wrote this question out?
Well, a year. They've been dating almost a year.
So by now, you should know if you could call them Mom and Pop.
Yeah.
So...
Or at least by their first name.
Yeah.
I know it sounds it doesn't seem disrespectful if they tell you to do it, though.
And I think once you hit adulthood, you're allowed to call them by their first,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been dating since you were 12 and now you're 30 and... well, if you're still dating over that amount of time, why aren't you married? But,
yeah, well, so, and it's like,
yeah,
So I'm just, and if you call them by their first name and he goes, that's Mr.
Well, then you're not as good as you thought.
Yeah. Then you know that you better.
Yeah, I would just say, hey, look, what do you want me to call you? Do you mind if I call you by your first names, or do you mind do you want me to call you Mr. Mrs.? You want me to call you Mom and Pop?
Yeah.
Mom and Pa, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, because it's...
Tell me what you want!
It is tough. I mean, that is an awkward situation to be in. But that's usually like when you first meet them, it's the awkward situation.
You've been dating a year, though, now. I think you can absolutely just go right up to him and say, look, how do you want me to address you? I want to be respectful of you. I want to address you how you want to be addressed. Tell me what that is.
Right. And put some pants on. No.
And put some pants on. Don't have this conversation in the locker room.
That's right. All right. That wraps up our problem solver segment. Hopefully we've done some good here and not screwed it up too bad. But yeah, if you have some life advice that you need, a question that you want, or to settle a bet or whatever, make sure you go on to one of our social media sites. They're all at Randomosity Pod, and leave it in the comments, and we'll get it on the show and try to answer it the best we can. And we like those hard questions sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It gets us thinking, and then we start smelling bacon. I don't know.
Yeah. Much burning. Yeah. So anyway, all right, coming up, we're going to talk about animated movies. Animated movies are not just for kids. If anything, no one needs to break from real humans more than adults do, right? I mean, we need a break from reality sometimes.
Absolutely.
And the older you get, the more likely you'll pick up some of the truly inspired nuances that are nestled between the lines. I mean, we've seen that in a lot of different movies. From Disney staples to creepy cult classics, this genre has range and is packed with unmissable winners. Whether you're looking for artful stop motion or visually striking computerized animation, whether you have kids or you're flying solo, animated films are still pretty cool. I mean, I remember them as a kid and going to the movies and seeing them. And you think back to the classics. The first one, of course, Snow White,
right?
And the Seven Dwarfs. Disney was the pioneer. That was the first, I believe, the first full-length.
I believe that's correct.
Picture.
Yeah, I thought it was Fantasia until I did some research.
That came later, but
it did come later. But yeah,
but I mean, amazing. And you stop and think about that. I mean, I always thought it'd be cool to be a cartoonist, and draw this stuff. But stop and think about, I have to draw Mickey Mouse.
You have to draw
100 times and him barely moving. Because we don't see.
They say like with most cartoons, I think it's something like 15 frames a second.
Yeah.
But with Disney, because they get so intricate, it's like 30 to 40 frames for a second of clip, and it's just like, wow.
My daughter sent me I think it was a YouTube video, which was very interesting. That was how they reused things. So like Winnie the Pooh, you got Christopher Robin climbing up this rock,
I saw this.
You have Jungle Book, and it's the same exact thing. And I mean, they had different movies too.
And I wonder how they did that back then, because they did not have computers to duplicate things. So did they just, because it was Christopher Robinson, and so they may have just recolored the cells.
They may have. I mean, they would have to change a little bit because the hair was.
Yeah. But the motion,
hair was a little longer and stuff like that. But
the motion, yeah.
But the motion they could use, and I guess those rough cells, they could take those and reuse them however they wanted.
And even when you go into like claymation, doing that per.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
No,
and it seems seamless. I mean, it looks like natural movement.
You watch Rudolph. That's the big claymation movie everybody knows.
Right.
And when I'm watching that, I forget that it's actually people moving a thing a centimeter, taking a picture, moving the thing a centimeter. How do they know to keep a plot and keep a storyline going with that?
Oh, I know.
Because I'd just be like, this is so monotonous. This is so monotonous. And I love claymation stuff. I just know I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah. I remember as a kid trying to do it, with like a camera and stuff. And
I guess calling it
worked.
Calling it claymation is probably not right. Stop motion, like you said earlier in the
stop
intro.
Motion, but I think originally they called it claymation because they used clay.
Yeah.
And then they just moved it little by little. But yeah, you had to take so many shots of it. And you have to have the right cameras and all that. And I know that was their job, so they had them.
But you got Tim Burton, who's pretty much perfected it.
Yes.
With Corpse Bride and Nightmare Before Christmas. He's pretty much perfected that. I know he did Nightmare Before Christmas. Did he do Corpse Bride?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
It's because I think it's a playoff of.
Yeah, and then there's the one where the dog gets reincarnated too. I don't remember the name of that one, but it's a claymation, and it's right in the same genre as those two, and it's got the claymation, the stop motion on that is pretty epic too.
Oh, it is.
And not movies, but you go into stuff like Robot Chicken, where
yeah, it's true.
where that's basically R-rated, like 2-minute clips, just back to back to back to back.
Right.
But it's
in 2 minutes. I mean, how long did that take them to film it? That's the thing.
Exactly, and Robot Chicken's only a 15-minute show, but they painstakingly, and I've seen clips from them behind the scenes, and they're still doing it the old-fashioned way. Yeah. Move this, take a picture. Move this, take a picture.
And you think about that. I mean, like The Simpsons and all that. And I know we were talking about movies, but you have to look at some of the other stuff. I mean, they had to do that every week. Now, I don't know how far they had built this out.
Right, exactly.
But to some degree, they had to. And
even today with computer animated things and sending things off to get done by teams, I think Seth MacFarlane said it takes them 8 months from conception to completed episode, which is why it's amazing they get so much topical humor in what they do.
Seth MacFarlane, or you're talking about for
Family Guy, yeah. Okay. So that's not a movie, but it's
you were talking about Robot Chicken. I thought that's Seth Green.
Green, yeah. But I'm talking now with just regular animation.
Oh, sure.
He sends it off to, I don't know where he sends it off to, a team to finish the animations, and from conception to final product, he said is like 8 months.
Wow.
In 2021.
And that's a big thing. I mean, and then the voices they get. I mean, you have some people that do that kind of thing all the time, but you got famous people that go on and do stuff. I mean, probably one of the top ones, Toy Story, that whole series, I think, and Toy Story 4 is probably...
Yeah, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen right there.
I know. I mean, well, think of the other...
you got
Potato Head was...
John Ratzenberg.
Yeah.
He was Potato... No. Ratzenberg was the dog, right?
Yeah. Don Rickles.
Don Rickles was Potato Head?
Yeah. Because,
oh, wow.
Because at one point in the very first one, I remember there was a hockey puck there, and he goes, "You hockey puck."
So Ratzenberg was then the Slinky Dog?
Who was he?
I'm going to have to look that up real quick. Ratzenberg, for people who don't know, is Cliff from Cheers.
Right.
But he does a lot of voice work.
Was he no, he wasn't the dinosaur.
No, the dinosaur. You kind of talk like this.
Yeah, I don't remember who he was now.
I'm cheating. I'm looking it up.
Okay.
We have the internet. We might as well use it.
That's right. I mean, and it was put out by Pixar, of course, and it did. I mean, it changed the course of Hollywood, of course.
Yeah.
The whole Toy Story.
He's Ham, so he's the pig.
Ham, he's the pig. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So, and a lot of films came out after that were just incredible too.
Yeah, Toy Story was almost a transformative movie for the animated movie industry.
It was.
I mean, because you got out of that, you got the Minions. I'm sorry, not the Minions. The little pick me guys from the Claw Machine. They had their own movie.
Were they really the Minions though? They were.
They
more
weren't
like
the
Martians.
Minions. No, they weren't the Minions.
They had
I misspoke there when I called them the Minions, but I think they probably led to the Minions.
Probably.
I could see them leading to the Minions.
Yeah, I think so.
Which the Minions took off. Despicable Me. I don't think of it. I don't think of it as Despicable Me. I think of it as the Minions.
The
movies.
Minions. Well, they did come out with the Minion movie too.
I know they did that, but I mean, Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2. It's the Minions movies. There's I don't even know the name of the guy that Steve Carell plays. And it's Steve Carell, right? That does the voice for the main guy.
I think it is.
So I don't even know his character's name. That's how much the Minions have overtaken that whole thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, they stole the show. I mean, they were the humorous part of that.
And you wonder if that's intended. Stuff like that. Were they expected to be the big thing that came out of that, or was it like a surprise? You always wonder about things like that.
Oh yeah.
Like with Toy Story, you knew Buzz Lightyear toys, Woody toys were going to be big.
To infinity and beyond.
So while we're on this subject here, the big debate that always comes around, and I'm sure it's been debated on the internet, and I'm sure I've read this argument, and Buzz doesn't know he's a toy, right?
Right.
So when the rest of the toys see humans, they stop acting like they're alive and they drop. Why does he do it? Because he doesn't think he's a toy. But he does the same thing. It's not like there's a mystical thing that once humans walk in.
But did he at first? I mean, I'm trying to remember that.
It was 1995 when that came out, and I probably haven't seen it in 15 years since then. So I don't know, but that's a big debate that's on. It's on the internet. Why did he stop acting like he was alive when the kid came in the room?
Well,
plot device. That's why.
That's it. Yeah. He could have ruined everything.
But was Arlie Emery was in Toy Story 2, wasn't he? He was one of the Green Army Men.
He was
Yeah.
Yep.
That guy could do anything. Oh my goodness! But you talk about more transformative movies. Up.
Oh, Up. Yeah.
That I have not seen Up, but I know enough of it where it's like that's one of those movies that's you laugh, you cry.
Yeah, I mean it does have that.
That's an instant classic.
It is. Lion King, another instant
my
classic.
God, yeah, that one came. Just the music that even came off of that one.
I know. Elton John did most of the
soundtrack, right?
And it went on to be a Broadway. They've done a live action one now.
And I've seen the live action one, and I'm still gonna have to go back to the Disney one. I mean, it wasn't shot for shot remake, but it was pretty close to keeping with the original. Speaking of which, I saw the Aladdin remake too.
I saw that, yeah.
And
I like the live action.
I liked it. I liked it, but when you compare it to the original, it's still
it's like I guess Disney was ahead of his time. Now I know he wasn't around for like Lion King and all that, but now they're doing the live action stuff because they can because of computers and stuff. They couldn't do that stuff back then.
No, I know.
What I'm saying is, I think that's really neat that they're trying to do that.
But Will Smith is a genie, though. That's just.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have an overactor, and Robin Williams isn't available now. I understand that. Will Smith,
I thought he did an okay job.
He did a fine job. I'm not saying, but you compare him to the Robin Williams genie, and it's just.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's a totally different.
Maybe the problem is I'm using what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia. I'm looking back through nostalgic glasses because everybody I know that saw this one first loves it more than the animated.
Oh, than the animated one? Huh.
And they're youngins, I mean, obviously, but.
Well, you were talking about the ones they've remade. They also, redid Beauty and the Beast, and of course, originally, animated. And one of my favorite stories, I mean, fairy tales, just very I mean, very well done. I love the way they do it. Now, of course, Disney always adds the music and all that, and it builds it all up.
But another thing with Disney movies, they could traumatize you if you weren't careful. Simba's dad dying. Mustafa dying, and that whole scene where he's cuddled up next to his dead dad.
Right.
Bambi and his mom. But even staying away from the tear jerking stuff, Pinocchio and the donkey scene.
Oh,
that sounds wrong the way I'm saying that, but if you've seen the movie, the boys are turning into donkeys because they misbehaved.
Right.
And when I was a kid, that freaked me the hell out.
Oh,
it was dark, man.
Oh, there's some of that Disney stuff was very dark. It seemed like. I mean, Dumbo is like
Dumbo when
awful.
When the mom goes around tearing down the black top, the big
high top, yeah, or the big top, yeah. Oh
my God, yeah. And then when he's tripping off the alcohol, look out,
Yeah.
Pink elephants on parade, here they come.
But yeah, I mean, and Disney seemed to do that where the mom always ended up getting killed. I mean, even Nemo's
mom is
gets killed, and we see. Other movies like that too. I mean, even like Cinderella, Snow White, all those.
Oh yeah.
They were definitely ones like that. I mean, even in Beauty and the Beast, the mom was gone, and they spelled it out a little bit more, I think, in the live action one than.
And going back to the fairy tale thing, so Shrek.
Oh, Shrek, man, there you go.
That first Shrek, I love that movie.
And they pitched that to Disney, and Disney's
like, no, because it's basically it's I wouldn't say it's making fun of it. It's using exaggerated fairy tale moments for humor.
Oh yeah.
Like, so if for those who haven't seen it, I'm gonna spoiler warning. It's been 25 years.
Yeah.
Deal with it anyway. So. Shrek is an ogre in a swamp, right? And he wants to be left alone. Well, King Fourquad, I'm being very careful how I say that name.
Yeah.
Of the kingdom, he is trying to get rid of all of the fairy tale characters, and I forget why, but he doesn't want them around. And he's also, of course, got a princess locked in a tower.
He does, yes.
Because of course he does. So all the fairy tale people, you've got you've got the Tinkerbells in there, you've got the dwarves, and everybody's just getting sold. And you got the talking donkey, of course.
Oh yeah,
which is where donkey comes from.
Exactly.
But my favorite scene is when the
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
No. Yes. Really? No. But when the old lady's trying to sell donkey, it's a talking donkey, and he's just like being quiet.
Yeah.
Nope. And she starts trying to ventriloquize. Look, I'm a donkey. And then all of a sudden, the Tinkerbell dust falls on him, and he's able to fly, and then he starts talking because he's talking smack at that point. Oh, look, I am a talking donkey, and now I'm a flying talking donkey. And then the dust wears off, and he falls. He's like, uh-oh. And he runs. So he ends up in the swamp with Shrek, and all the other Disney characters end up out there. Or not even Disney, just fairy tale characters. Pinocchio's out there. They bring in Snow White in the, I'm not going to call it a coffin, but she's in that bed.
Right.
They put her on the table. He goes, oh, no, dead broad, off the table.
Yeah.
I could quote Shrek stuff for an hour.
Shrek is a good one. I mean, and even when they've done sequels, and they did a whole parody off of Cops, called Knights or something like that, and it was like,
remember that?
I mean, But
Shrek was the first cartoon I remember, and I probably was just old enough to start realizing it. The stuff that really put in stuff for adults.
Yes. Like, well, I think they were. Yeah, it's probably the first time you realized it. Yeah.
And it was a little more explicit then. Like, Shrek and the donkey are going through the bridge to get to the dragon to rescue the princess, right? And they're going over the brimstone, which has a certain smell. And donkey's, oh, Shrek, you got to warn me before you break one off like that, man. I have my mouth open and everything. So you got stuff like that. Fourquad, obviously, is a play off a word.
Right.
And, just there's all sorts of sayings in there like that. But just, I love that movie.
It is. It's a great movie. I mean, they did a great job. That was DreamWorks, right?
That was DreamWorks. Yeah, all the Shrek movies were DreamWorks. Yep.
Are all those they're not on Disney? DreamWorks isn't part of it.
No,
Pixar is.
Pixar is part of Disney, so I could go on to my Disney Plus and watch toy. Speaking of Disney Plus, they've got the multiverse, the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
not watched that yet, but growing up, I was a huge Spider-Man fan. I can't believe I haven't watched that yet.
And I talked to somebody recently, and they said that's one of their favorite animated
Yeah,
movies.
I need to go on and watch that because I'm sure I would love that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of break off here. Isn't the next Spider-Man movie supposed to be like a multiverse movie?
I think so. Isn't that the way we're kind of going with?
Yeah, like I heard that they were actually going to try to bring in Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
And they were going to try and bring in somebody else, like
The new guy?
Well, Tom Holland's
Yeah.
going to be like
Yeah,
the star
yeah,
of
yeah.
it, but so they're going to bring in somebody from the cartoon into the multiverse.
Oh, really?
And I'm sure it's going to be one of those cameos, what kind of things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But man, could you imagine?
That would be neat. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man growing up, I mean, we used to watch that
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday mornings, and we used to, and I think after school sometimes they would run the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So,
And so I don't think we can have a complete animated movie thing if we don't bring up Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
oh no, we
Because I
can't.
mean, that you talk about transformative. They'd had live action ones before because I think Song of the South was live action.
Yeah.
And I know we probably shouldn't be talking about Song of the South in 2021.
Right.
But so you get to Roger Rabbit, and of course it takes place in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And but you brought together Disney and Warner Brothers for the first time
Together.
ever, yeah.
Right.
And of course the thing was, well, our characters have to have the same amount of screen time. So about the best way to do that is to put them in the same scene, which is what we wanted anyway.
Right.
I want Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same scene. I
Right.
want Donald and Daffy in the same scene.
Exactly.
And them in the piano bar, Donald and Daffy dueling the piano bar, that was just classic.
Oh yeah.
I think that was better than the Mickey Disney Mickey
where they're falling. And,
yeah. But it was. I was trying to figure out cartoon physics. We had a
cartoon physics.
well,
You
didn't
can't figure that out.
yeah. So if you're a human in the toon world, you could fall from a great height and you're fine. A toon could fall from a great height in the human world and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but the only thing that can hurt a toon is dip. And I don't mean
Oh, yeah,
I don't mean
yeah.
you put a piece of skull in your mouth. I mean
Right,
the actual liquid that they had that they
liquid.
would dip them into. But Christopher Lloyd, you talk about a freaky moment. I forget how old I was when he's Judge Doom or Judge Dredd.
Doom, I think, because
Judge Doom.
Dredd
Yeah,
is
Dredd
actually-
is Rocky.
Yeah. Sylvester
Stallone, right? So Judge Doom, and he's a human throughout most of the movie, or at least you think he is, and he's the one that's leading the charge to demolish the Toon World so he can put up freeways and set up the interstate commerce or interstate highway system. And all of a sudden you find out that he's a Toon because the main character, he's a detective that's fallen on hard times and alcoholic and everything because his brother died, and that affected him. And the Toon goes, I killed your brother. Do you remember that? Because when I did, I sounded just like this.
Oh, yeah.
And he drops the costume he's wearing, and he comes out as a Toon.
Right.
And just, oh, man. And, of course, Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
I know she's a cartoon, but dang, she was fine.
Yeah, because they designed her around several bombshells from the
Yeah.
40s, I believe.
And they had Kathleen Turner voice her, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you had Kathleen Turner voicing her. Roger Rabbit, that guy's only ever done voiceovers. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
But it's you can still do it now. Oh, please.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
But there were some other. I mean, obviously, you had. I don't think it was Mel Blanc at that point. I think it was his son doing the Warner Brothers voices. But you had the classic voices of all those other cartoons. But there was at least one more big actor doing a voice in that, and I can't remember who it is now.
Oh man, you mentioned Mel Blanc, and that reminded me of a story that he told. He was doing Bugs Bunny, and they, when he eats the carrot.
Yeah.
Okay, they wanted him to really eat a carrot.
Oh,
He hates
I heard
carrots.
this. Yeah.
He hates carrots, but they made him do that because they wanted the exact sound of a carrot being eaten. So I just thought that was kind of humorous. But, man, there was a man of he 1,000 voices.
And that was the story was on Letterman, was it not?
I believe it was.
I've seen that clip, and he's just like, and they'd have the bucket there, and
yeah. And,
I remember they were doing a documentary on Disney movies or a Warner Brothers movie, Space Jam.
Space Jam.
That just clicked in my head. I'm glad we started talking about Mel Blanc, and now I guess it'd be is it Noel Blanc? His son.
I think that is his son's name. Yeah.
Yeah. So Space Jam, that was
That
an
was
epic
amazing,
movie.
yeah.
I love that Michael Jordan saves the world by
playing basketball.
Yeah. Well, he was playing baseball to start the movie, and they brought him back to baseball.
Yeah.
Or back to basketball to save the universe. Because, of course, that was in the heyday of Jordan as the premier athlete in the world, I think, at that time.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And combining it with, the Looney Tunes characters. And
And by the way, for those who compare LeBron to Jordan, there's no comparison. Jordan's better. Sorry. I mean, we could keep going on and on about this, but, we have time limits. We have time constraints. We may revisit this at some point. We don't know.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's a great topic, and, there's tons of those out there. And, go out and see some of them. I mean, just to run through a few real quick. Inside Out.
That's a good flick. That one really is good.
And you had some other ones on yours, too.
Yeah, I had some on my list. I think I hit most of mine.
Yeah,
Pinocchio and
Shrek
were the ones I really wanted to hit.
Yeah, and just some of the classics, the Aristocats, the
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, the Fox and the Hound.
I'm a hound dog.
But those were all great movies. So, I mean, if you get a chance and if you have Disney Plus, man, check those out. But check out the other ones, too. I mean, they're all out there.
Right. And, of course, if you have some that you think we missed or that you want us to hit on a revisit, go ahead to all the social medias, Randomosity Pod, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
All right.
All right. Coming up next, Title Twisters. Now it's time for Title... Can we go again? Now it's time for Title Twist. One more time. And now it's time for Title Twisters. All right, now it's time for Title Twisters. Again, just to recap, this is where I take two titles, usually movies or TV shows, movies in this case today. I combine them, and then I come up with a sort of a plot synopsis for what the combined movie would be. And then Mark has to guess.
And then I give the wrong answer, and we go from there.
Yeah. So, like the example we always use is George Bailey jumps off of the bridge into a boat with a tiger in it, and of course that becomes
It's a Wonderful Life of Pi.
Right. So that's kind
of.
All
right, got one. Yeah.
We've been doing that one.
Oh, that was a sample. Okay.
Yeah, good job though, Mark. Good job.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Gold star. I'm putting it on the fridge.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get right into it. I think you might get this one, but the wild stallions have a bad time while traveling to the planet's core. So.
Let's see. The Wild Stallions.
Do you remember what movie the Wild Stallions are in? It was
the other one is it Journey to the Center of the Earth? Is the second one.
Yep.
So Journey. Oh my gosh.
It was a very excellent movie that the Wild Stallions are in.
Oh, Bill and Ted's. Well, that's not right. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, the second one. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You forgot what the sequel's title was.
I forgot what the sequel.
Yeah. So that's where we're going with this, folks.
Wild Stallions.
Well,
Excellent.
I couldn't just say Bill and Ted because that's in the title. So
yeah,
I know
true.
I know I'm the one that makes the rules, but
he makes the rules. He changes the rules. He does whatever he wants.
Just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions. Also, I reject your reality and substitute my own. Thank you, Adam Savage. I know he didn't create that, but he popularized it.
Oh, that's funny.
So the next one. John Wayne retires from boxing and the CIA and becomes a bodyguard for a girl in Mexico.
Oh, my gosh.
So think of John Wayne as a boxer. That'll get you your first movie as a retired boxer.
I have to think about this one.
I'll give you a hint. I've talked about this movie as my family watches it every Christmas.
Yeah, I know, and of course, then it just pops out of my head. Of course.
I don't know that you know the second movie, so that was kind of the.
Okay. Give me the second part of that again.
Okay, so John, just the second part, or do you want the whole clue?
Just the second part of it.
So he becomes a bodyguard for a girl in Mexico.
In Mexico, this is what's.
I'll give you a hint because I don't think you know the second movie. It's a Denzel movie, or at least the second version of this.
Because I know the first movie is The Quiet Man.
Again, I don't know if you know the second movie. So
Man from U.N.C.L.E. No. Quiet Man from U.N.C.L.E. No.
That would have worked. And The Man from U.N.C.L.E. did become a movie at one point.
It did. I
could have done that, but no.
Yeah, okay.
Think Denzel movies in the last 10 years?
No, yeah. Because
Yeah. You give up on that one?
I give up on that one.
Quiet Man on Fire.
Man on Fire. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you'll get this one. A haughty phonetics professor makes a bet that he can make a girl's pet pup presentable in high society before a streetwise mutt wins her heart. So I think you got the second one pretty much. Do you need me to read? I kind of said that one fast. So let me
do it again.
A haughty phonetics professor, haughty, arrogant, makes a bet that he can make a girl's pet pup presentable to high society before a streetwise mutt wins her heart. The mutt is winning the other dog's heart, not the girl's.
Right. My Fair Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew you would get that one.
Okay.
Okay, so you're two. We'll give you the first one just because you knew it was Bill and Ted. I'm gonna be. Yeah. So
I didn't get it. So
I think you'll get this one.
Okay.
Will Smith fights aliens and zombies.
Okay. Let's see. Let me think about that one. The zombie one.
Well, you know what the first one is.
I'm trying to piece this together.
There's people listening right now. Oh my God!
Yeah, come on, get it.
It's so obvious.
Okay, so he fights aliens.
He fights aliens.
I know the second one is I Am Legend.
No,
it's
no,
not.
No.
He's in that one though.
He is in I Am Legend, but
and he fights zombies.
Yeah. So okay.
Okay, now I'm confused.
So don't think of Will Smith fighting zombies as the movie that you're trying to reference.
Okay.
Will Smith fighting aliens, yes.
Yeah, that's Men in Black.
No. Nope.
Oh my gosh, you've got me like.
There's another movie he fights aliens.
Oh, jeez. I guess I don't watch a lot of Will Smith movies now that I think about it.
He's with Jeff Goldblum. Takes place around the middle of the year.
Yeah, that doesn't help. No.
It's named after a holiday.
Named after a holiday.
There's a lot of fireworks.
So that would be 4th of July.
What's another name for that?
Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Independence Day. Day something. Oh gosh, I have no clue.
Independence Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
You forgot he was in Independence Day?
I did forget he was.
Welcome to Earth.
I forgot all about that.
All right. This one you may not get, but I love the quote, the clue I wrote.
Okay, all right.
Oh my God. They've cloned Michael Keaton and Curly Washburn.
Oh my gosh.
I think you might know the first one. They've cloned Michael Keaton and Curly Washburn. This one took a little.
I'm trying to think.
This one took a little creative licensing. So
okay. They cloned. That's what's throwing me off, I guess.
So okay. So remember how I did CSI: Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah.
Think of the title kind of being merged like that, so it's not necessarily a 2-word title for the first movie. It's a 1-word title for the first movie. So I'm kind of playing off part of the word to go into the next movie. Cloning of Michael Keaton.
Yeah, so I mean, he was in Batman. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in Night Shift with Henry Winkler.
He was in Made in America. He was in.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I know Keaton. I just don't know.
He was in The Birdman. He was no. I thought you would know at least the first one on this one.
No, I don't. I'm really thrown off by this.
Oh, okay. You give up on this one?
Yeah, I give up.
Multiplicity. I can't even say it right. Multiplicity Slickers.
Oh my
Multiplicity Slickers.
Oh my gosh.
Curly Washburn, Jack Palance.
Yeah.
I knew you might remember that guy's name was Curly, but throwing Washburn in there I thought was the.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
You got me.
So, Will Ferrell is jealous of his ex-wife's new boyfriend, a member of the Wet Bandits.
Okay.
I know you know who the Wet Bandits are.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think.
This is a pretty new movie.
So Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell is jealous of his ex-wife's new boyfriend, who is a member of the Wet Bandits.
Right. So the second one is Home Alone.
Mm-hmm. And again, the first one's a very much newer movie.
Oh,
like 5 years.
Okay.
Has Mark Wahlberg in it. I'll give you that hint.
Let's see. It was in.
Again, the listeners at home. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The sequel had John Cena in it.
Okay. But I can't think. It's something Home.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the movie they were in together. I can't think of the name of it. I didn't see the sequel. I saw the first one. Oh man, what was that called?
So you saw the one with him and Mark
Daddy's
Wahlberg.
Home Alone.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Which, if that's an actual title of a movie, that could lead to some trouble. Daddy's Home Alone.
Daddy's Home Alone.
Yeah, that's a different kind of movie.
That is wild.
All right. 2 more for you.
Okay.
This is going to time out pretty well, actually. Bill Lumbergh needs Barf to come in on Saturday.
Okay. So
I know you know the first one. I know for a fact you know the second one.
Give me the first part of that again.
Bill Lumbergh needs Barf to come in on Saturday.
Needs Barf. Okay.
I specifically chose Barf
So
to make it a little harder.
Office Space is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
What goes with Office? Are you combining? No. Need Barf. That's got to be the clue there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only thing I can think of with that is Spaceballs.
Okay. Now think about the first movie. What's the first movie called? With Lumbergh? Need you to come in Saturday?
What? Oh, Office Spaceballs.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like...
Office Spaceballs.
And then and then the last one. I don't know if you'll get this one.
Where are we?
But we're here.
Oh, now?
Now, yes, we're here now. That was then.
Now. Oh, okay. We've gone to Plaid. All right.
You're at the Mr. Coffee, sir.
Yeah.
I always have coffee when I look at radar. I can never do that part. Your mother's neighbor's
Sisters, brothers, ex-roommate.
What does that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, so the last one. Danny and his friends plan to rob a casino haunted by a baker's dozen of specters. So you know what a baker's dozen is?
Yeah. Man, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but I know it's 13 something.
Mm-hmm.
Danny.
I couldn't give you more than that because that would have been part of the title, if that helps.
Okay, Danny. So that's the character's name.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to rob casino.
Okay. But I don't know let me see. Give it to me one more time.
Okay. Danny and his friends plan to rob a casino haunted by a baker's dozen of 13 specters.
So I know it's Ocean's 13.
Mm-hmm. And what's another name for a specter? That's pretty much...
13 Ghost?
Yeah, that's a movie.
Okay. Ocean 13 Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right. So that's Title Twisters for this week.
Jeez. That's something.
Oh, so if you like this game, or if you don't like this game, let us know on the social medias. We like this game, so we're going to keep doing it. But if you don't like it, let us know.
Right.
So let us know on the social medias. That Randomosity Pod on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the Gram.
The Gram. That's what the kids call it.
The kids are calling Instagram. Yeah,
the Gram.
They abbreviate everything. I don't know how you'd abbreviate Facebook. The book.
The book.
The tube.
The tube.
The twit.
That goes right along with the show.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. And what a show it was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Coming up next week, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Real life.
Is this the real life?
That's right. Is this real life? And then also childhood toys. We're going to talk about some of those childhood toys that we remember.
Dangerous and otherwise.
Yeah. Well, they weren't dangerous then.
They weren't. Well, no, they would be.
Well, they weren't considered dangerous then.
Right.
But
They just,
anyway.
Bag of glass, things like that.
Bag o' glass.
All right, so that's going to do it for this week. So until next week, have a great week.
Later.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening to us idiots again this week. Tell your friends and family about the podcast, and to see what other nonsense we're up to, check us out on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. You can also catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. And remember, we're idiots. What do we know? Hey, you still there? You still listening? Remember, you can keep up with all our random nutter nonsense by following us on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark and at Randomosity Pod on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, and any of your reviews, subscriptions, all that stuff supports the show. We appreciate all the positive feedback. Makes us want to keep doing the show.
All right, that's all we had to say.
Yeah. You still here? It's over. You can go now. Go on. Go home.